Welcome back to another edition of Grizzlies Daily. I'm your host, Malik. Let's just go straight into it. So, we actually got a little bit of Grizzlies news, a little bit of Grizzlies rumors here and there. But one that stuck out to me was a report saying that the Grizzlies are interviewing NBA veteran and now Dallas Mavericks NBA assistant Jaron Dudley for the assistant coach position. Rumors have also been swirling that the New York Knicks could try to get Jason Kidd from the Mavericks now that they have a head coaching vacancy. So essentially, teams are targeting Dallas's coaching staff, and the Grizzlies just happen to be one of them. When it comes to the assistant coaching, especially with a guy like Jared Dudley, I got to be honest, I'm not too familiar with with Jared Dudley's coaching style as an assistant coach, but I do know 14 years in the league, he has a very, very good knowledge of the game. He's played with some of the greatest players that we've ever seen. So you got to give your props to that for Jared Dudley. And also, he was on the team when the Mavericks made the finals back, last year. So you got to give your props to that when it comes to Jared Dudley. He does bring a pretty good resume, pretty good list when it comes to general basketball knowledge. But as far as coaching, like I said, I'm not too familiar with Jared Dudley. I don't know what kind of role he really had on the Mavericks when he does. Well, he's still an assistant coach there, but I don't know what kind of role he has with that team. I don't know if he's the main assistant coach, if he's just building up to be an assistant coach in like a higher standard. So that's something that I'll definitely have to look out for. I'll try to do my research to see if Jared Dudley really has an impact. I mean, like I say, he's played with some of the greatest players, and he's also coached some of the greatest players. So you do have to give his props to that. He does have a knowledge of the game that even the Mavericks can trust, and clearly the Grizzlies. I mean, they're talking about interviewing him, so that's something there. And I do like the approach from the Grizzlies of going after veteran guys to help piece together a good coaching staff. Yes, you could keep majority of the guys that were there last year, but at the same time, this is a new coach, new play style, new philosophy, and you really got to look into who do you want to bring around and have as a coach alongside Tuamas Isolo, considering it'll be his first full year coaching. So you do have to take that into consideration, and I do like that the Grizzlies are taking that approach rather than just kind of thinking of sticking it out with the current coaching staff. Beef it up with experience. I like the approach. I truly do. So I definitely pay attention to that one as time progresses. In some other news, this is a rumor that is working to be confirmed, but I have it right here. So apparently, five NBA teams will have, I believe, they will be classic jerseys. They'll have classic jerseys, and the Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Cavaliers, Mavericks, and 76ers will receive new classic jerseys from Nike going into next year. Now, this is a leak, so it's not all the way confirmed, but multiple sources have reported it, so it's working towards being confirmed. Now, this isn't really anything game changing, but if you all know, the Grizzlies love going back to the Vancouver days when it comes to jerseys and overall look of the team, just occasionally, especially when it comes to classic looks or statement looks. So I would think that the Grizzlies would go. Um, they would go back to those black Vancouver style jerseys that they wore back in 2021. I mean, because you have the white Vancouver jersey already. You wore the blue one a few years ago, the teal one. We haven't seen a black one in a while, so I don't know exactly. But I would think if it's classic, it would either be the teal one or the black Vancouver one. So if that gets confirmed, I'll definitely try to bring that to you guys. So no telling, like I said, if this is a real possibility. I would assume it's a possibility considering John Morant is a Nike athlete, so there is some validity right there on whether or not that happens. But as time progresses, I'm sure we'll find out more. So something else that we can talk about. More pre-draft workouts from the Grizzlies. Sources report that the Grizzlies worked out five more candidates. Um, one of them being Ace Baldwin Jr. out of Penn State, L.J. Cryer out of Houston, Curtis Jones out of Iowa State, Patrick McCaffrey out of Butler, and Nate Santos with Dayton. Um, Got to be honest, I watch a lot of college basketball, but off the top of just memory, I know who LJ Cryer is, and I know who Curtis Jones is. So I know about those guys. The other three, not too sure, but just great news to hear that the Grizzlies are still looking at pretty good talent coming out of the draft, even with having second round picks. So there's something good, and I think I would have to assume with this kind of workout, they're looking towards guards and or bigger guards, guys that can shoot the ball at a pretty good level. So that's something that's good to see as far as the Grizzlies right there. Um, Shooting was a struggle when at certain times, and obviously with the possibility of moving on from guys like Luke Kennard and much more, you definitely want to try to replace that kind of talent and beef up the talent. I mean, saw a guy like Jalen Wells come in, instantly have an impact, and become one of the better shooters on the team. So that's something that's always good to see right there. Good to see that they are truly treating these workouts seriously, and they're going pretty diverse for talent. So I like it. I like it, and as I'm sure more workouts will come out. This seems to be a day by day thing right now, especially with the draft coming in about 3 weeks. So pretty good thing to see right there. Also, someone who's been in the gym that I am very happy to see in the gym is Jaren Jackson Jr. Looking at the tweet right here, it says Jaren Jackson Jr. has been working out since as early as Mother's Day, so that's like early May. And in the video, you can see Jaren working on plenty of things. You can see him working on driving from the top of the key, putting the shoulder in the guys. I saw videos of him passing out of double teams, pick and roll reads, and even ISO scoring. So that's something that I like to see offensively from Jaren, especially the passing out of double teams, because that was something that I've advocated multiple times on here that Jaren really needs to fix because it got exposed heavily in round one of the playoffs and later on down in the year that Jaren has a issue of getting the ball out pretty quickly. So good to see that he's working on that because that was a real issue. Like I said, I one thing I do hope that Jaren works on is really just playing good defense without fouling. I know obviously in workouts you can't really replicate game speed, so that's going to be difficult. But just more of a disciplined mindset on defense. He's one of the best defenders in the league, if not top five defenders in the league. So I think definitely Jaren working on those things and us seeing him work on those things definitely goes a long way into his progression. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's about to get paid a bag this year, so he really has to prove that he's worth that deal. I mean, a lot of teams think he's worth that deal because a lot of teams want a Jaren Jackson Jr. type player on this team. It's just a matter of how much better can Jaren Jackson Jr. get as he nears year 8. You know what I'm saying? So, very good to see that Jaren Jackson is working. I like what I see. I like that he's not taking it soft this all season. It's not even an off season, but for the Grizzlies, it's all season. So it's good to see that he's getting a head start on it, and it seems to be some pretty intense workouts, which is something as a Grizzlies fan you absolutely love to see. Like I said, obviously there are certain needs that we want from Jaren, but considering that he's working on these things that him and his team feel they need to work on, that's pretty good. That's very good. Not a lot of players are doing it. So good to see from Jaren, especially an all-star caliber player looking to rise up to that all NBA level. So very good to see right there. As far as news though, that's really about it. Not too much going on. So definitely going to keep on the lookout on these things. Really just more rumor-based things. Trying to figure out more with these trade rumors, trade speculations, tying in real-time events with you guys. So definitely going to be looking out for those. But really, that's all I got for today. Just a quick, short video. I want to appreciate you all for watching. And if you have any comments that you would like to leave them in the comment section. I'll make sure to look at them. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Grizzlies Daily, and turn on post notifications to see when we post, because we post either every day or every other day. You won't know until you subscribe. So make sure to turn on that bell and be on the lookout for these videos. As far as this video, my name is Malik, and I appreciate y'all for watching Grizzlies Daily. And y'all stay blessed.